Raider Nation, what's going on with you guys? Week 16 matchup against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. This is going to be a big game for us. It's a big game for the Chiefs. Before I get started, if you could, please like the video, subscribe, turn on those notifications. And I just dropped a video previously of the winners of my second giveaway for hitting 1,000 subscribers. So please, if you are a subscriber, head over to that video, check it out so you know who won that giveaway. And two, I'm going to be doing another giveaway when I hit 2,500 subscribers. So if you aren't subscribed, please hit that button and be involved in all the giveaways that I do. So let's get into this, right? We got the Chiefs. Let's break down this matchup a little bit. First and foremost, this is probably the most beatable Chiefs teams that we've ever seen in the Mahomes era. This team is beatable, and they're even more beatable because of the recent news that just popped up, and I'll jump into that in a second. But let's take a look back at when we matched up with them just a few weeks ago. All right, they came into Allegiant Stadium, and at the end of the day, it was an extremely close game. Going into the fourth quarter, we were only down by basically one score. You know, it was a two-score. It was basically, I think it was around like a 10-point game with 3 minutes left, just under 4 minutes left in the game. You know, we were in that game. That was a very winnable game that we played. And as much as you can say it was in Allegiant Stadium, that entire stadium was red. That was a Chiefs home game if I've ever seen one. And so I know we're in Arrowhead. It's an outdoor stadium. You got the weather situation going on. I think it's going to be clear, but anytime you go from a stadium to outside, it can play a role. So, let's hope that doesn't affect us too much. But this is a beatable Chiefs team. And again, with the recent news that came out, I think we got a very good shot if we play our cards right. So let's kind of break this down. But before we do, let me know in the comments below, do you think we are going to beat the Chiefs? Let me know. Rate it from 1 to 10. 10, we're going to absolutely crush them. 1, they're going to absolutely crush us. 5, it's going to be a good game. Rate it 1 to 10. Let me know in the comments below how you think we're going to pan out against these Chiefs. So, look, the Chiefs are Patrick Mahomes is finally coming off of a 300-yard passing game. He's been in a slump for quite a while. He's been struggling, especially with all the drops with Kadarius Toney. They were playing a lot of outdoor games, which has, obviously I think messed with their ability. Not only have they had drops all season, but it definitely messed with their ability of just catching that ball. So Mahomes has been struggling. He's obviously shown a lot of emotion on the sideline. He's been pissed off day in and day out, on that sideline because of his receivers. And they just came off of a decent win against the Patriots. I mean, they avoided three straight losses. They came off a loss against the Packers. They lost to the Bills, and now they did a decent job, but they finally beat the Patriots. So they were close to losing 3 in a row. But Mahomes is coming off a 300-yard game, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in that Patriots game, but both those interceptions really weren't his fault. And then they got 2 final games against 2 very beatable teams. They got Cincy and they got the Chargers. And so they know they got to beat us. We're on a roll. We're coming off of a 63-point game. We beat up on the Chargers. They know that they got to play their A game against us because Cincy, they should be able to beat them pretty good, and they should be able to beat the Chargers pretty good. So there's definitely a target on our back. They want to come and beat us up. And then you got us coming off of our record scoring game of 63 points. We got both Indy and the Broncos on deck. We got to win out. I understand the playoffs are a far-fetched story at this point, but look, we got to do our job and let everything else play out. So we got to beat the Chiefs, and then we got Indy, and then we got the Broncos at home. So let's get past this one. Let's shock the world. Let's beat Kansas City in their home. And, let me know. If we do beat Kansas City in Arrowhead, do you think Antonio Pierce, after a 63, point game, absolute crushing of the Chargers, do you think Do you think AP has now earned the job? Let me know in the comments below. If we beat Kansas City, do you think AP deserves the job? So let's jump on the injury report real quick. So the Chiefs got a pretty interesting injury report. So you got Kadarius Toney that's out. Even though he's the drop king, I mean, it might even help us with him being in there because he might drop every pass. One of Mahomes' interceptions last week was because of Kadarius Toney just basically right in his hands. He bobbled it, popped it up, and the defender picked it off. Kadarius Toney's out. Jerick McKinnon is ruled out. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been limited in practice due to personal reasons. So I don't know whether or not he is going to play. I assume he's going to play on Christmas. But if he doesn't, that basically puts Isaiah Pacheco the only one, and he's not necessarily that third down back, catching passes out the backfield. So that's going to be interesting how Andy Reid kind of plays this out if Clyde Edwards-Helaire cannot go. And then you got Donovan Smith, one of their tackles, one of their better tackle. He's out. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how Patrick Graham dials up some pass rushes off of that edge. And so he's out. What I expect to see is more double tight end sets, because if Kadarius Toney's out, if Jerick McKinnon is out, if Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out, there's a good chance that you're going to see more Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, because Noah Gray is that third or that second tight end that's actually getting a lot of action from Patrick Mahomes. We might see more double tight end sets, which means a lot more kind of chipping, maybe widening out our ends, both Malcolm Kuntz and Max Crosby, even Tyree Wilson, if he's playing off the edge. You're going to see them widen these guys out a little bit. So we might see a little more double tight end sets if Clyde Edwards-Helaire, doesn't play. So watch out for that. And then on our end, we have a lot of guys that are questionable. Josh Jacobs is questionable. Colton Miller is questionable. I think all those guys are going to play. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. But the one guy that's out is Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer was ruled out today, and it's Saturday today. He was ruled out for our game against the Chiefs. So we're obviously going to see a lot more of Austin Hooper, and we're most likely going to see Jesper Horsted to get in and get some action. So look out for those two guys. And then, look, some of my keys to victory, and let's talk about the offense first. First and foremost, I want to see Bo Hardegree back up inside the box. One of the things that I noticed last game, and I noticed it even before the announcer stated it, was Bo Hardegree was usually on the field the previous games, and all of a sudden last week, bang, he bought himself up to the box, and we put up 63 points. Let's keep him up in the box. Patrick Graham did the same thing. I stated it in one of my previous videos is, Patrick Graham used to always coach from the sideline, and when he moved up into the box, all of a sudden our defense really started to improve. So not to say it's going to work, not to say that is, why he's actually being successful. But guess what? He was successful last week, put up 63, get your ass back up there and keep it the same. One of the things is we got to repeat what we did the last time we played against the Chiefs. We got to have a fast start. We were up 14-0 right out the box against the Chiefs. We got to do that again. Get a fast start. Make Mahomes feel like he needs to come back. Make Mahomes feel like he's got to do a little bit extra in order to get them back in that game, because he does not have the weapons he's had in the past. And so with Kadarius Toney out, with some of your third down backs out, Andy Reid might have to do something a little different. And Mahomes might need to think he needs to do a little bit more if we kind of jump on them like we did last time. So start fast. Let's put some points up on that board fairly quickly. And then another thing is continue to be creative. What I loved seeing last week was Bo Hardegree got creative, right? We had that touchdown. Jacoby Myers goes in motion into the backfield, then retracts back, does that little swing route. Aiden O'Connell hits him, and then Jacoby Myers hits Devontae Adams in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. A little trick play. down at the goal line. And then you had that fake reverse with Brandon Bolden where he ripped off a 30-plus yard touchdown. We saw a little bit of creativity. Let's see that again, because one thing that the Chiefs do have is they have a really good defense. So we got to keep them on their toes. I also want to see Aiden O'Connell get the ball out quick. Get the ball out quick, get some good tempo going. And one of the ways to get that ball out quick is obviously we still want to hit Trey Tucker on those deep balls, right? Hit Trey Tucker on those deep balls, get that defense stretched out a little bit. But we also got to see Trey Tucker on some of these crossing routes, some of these drag routes going across the field where you kind of take some receivers, clear one side, get Trey Tucker, get some pick routes, some rub routes going on, get Trey Tucker, catch that ball in space, and, man, that guy's got the speed to take it distance. So as much as we want to hit him deep, we also got to try to get the ball at AOC's hands fairly quickly. Again, it could be some simple routes with Devontae Adams, with Jacoby Myers, but the Chiefs have a very good defensive line. They have a very good pass rush. Get the ball out quick, get some tempo, keep hitting them with those body shots. Those short routes, those 4-yard, 5-yard, 6-yard, and then bang, you hit them deep. Those short routes are just little body shots. You keep hitting them, you wear them down, soften them up, bang, then you can go deep and hit them on top. So let's get that ball out quick at AOC. And then let's talk about the defensive side. One of the things I want to see is because you don't have Kadarius Toney, you're going to have to get Sky Moore involved. MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he's more of he's more of a stretcher, right? He's going to stretch the field. He's a speedster. He's going to try to get those deep shots. You got to take Travis Kelce out of the game. One of the things that I've noticed with the Chiefs is I don't know if there's just maybe it's what's her name? I'm forgetting the girl that's dating Kelce, Taylor Swift, right? Maybe it's a Taylor Swift thing. I don't know, but something's going on with Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes and that connection. When I continue to watch the Chiefs, I don't even see Patrick Mahomes looking at Kelce as a first read anymore. Very rarely is Kelce the first read. He's looking away from him constantly. And then if you watch, I before the game, if you have the time, I suggest go back and watch some of the KC games. Travis Kelce release off the line is really slow. He gets a really slow release off that line. And I don't know if it's just kind of the scheme. I haven't seen him do that in the past. I understand that he likes to read the coverage first as he's releasing, because if it's man, he knows what to do. If it's zone, he knows he's sitting. But his release off the line is extremely slow. And Patrick Mahomes, man, he is just not looking at him right out the box. So one of the things I want to see is just chip and jam Travis Kelce on the line of scrimmage, slow him up from getting off that line of scrimmage. Just beat the crap out of him on the line of scrimmage. Take him out. And then if we're going to bring pressure, which I hope we do, I hope we bring pressure to Patrick Mahomes. But if we do, bring pressure away from Travis Kelce. Force him to have to hit Sky Moore. Force him to have to hit Valdez-Scantling. Force him to have to go to other guys. So blitz him away from Kelce. Not only does the jam take Kelce away and take away the rhythm between him and Patrick Mahomes, but it also just takes him out of the play because Mahomes is going to have to go the opposite way. And look, one of the things that I think we did last time against the Chiefs is when the Chiefs started rolling, right? We were up 14 and then they started scoring on us. What I saw Patrick Graham do is he kind of started to resort to a zone defense. I don't want us to go in panic mode and then all of a sudden just start sitting in a zone if Patrick Mahomes starts getting some momentum. Continue to roll with your game. Continue to bring pressure. Get him in a position where he thinks he's got to do more to make a play happen. So please do not resort to to sit in zone all game long, because a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, I could care less what receivers he has to throw to. He will pick you apart if you just sit in zone all day. I want to see more Malcolm Kuntz, plain and simple. As much as I want to see Tyree Wilson, succeed, and I want to see him get better. And in order to get better, he's got to play more. I also want to see us win. And right now, Malcolm Kuntz gives us the best chance to get to Patrick Mahomes off the edge. You put Max Crosby on one side, Malcolm Kuntz on the other, and it has shown that we have success with those two off the edge. I want to see more of it. And then lastly, when it comes to the defense, if we blitz, and I hope we do, we got to make sure we stay in our lanes. D-line, you got to stay in your lanes. Blitzing linebackers, corner safety, whoever's coming, come in fast, but come in under control. Stay in your lanes. Make sure you don't give Patrick Mahomes those running lanes, because what he does best is when he gets in trouble, he uses his legs. And just like I said on the offensive side, those 5, 6, 7-yard passes are kind of like those body blows. That's Patrick Mahomes in the way he can hit you with those body blows. Is all he does is you get him in trouble. You think he's scrambling. He doesn't have a receiver. Then bang, he rips off a 8, 9, 10, 11-yard run and gets him a first down. You got to minimize him beating us with his legs. So D-line, anybody that's blitzing, stay in your lanes. Blitz fast, but come under control, and know that he's going to try to make a move and get out of there. And then keys to this matchup, things I'm going to be watching out for. I want to see who matches up with Rashid Rice. Last week, you had Amik Robertson and you had Jack Jones, right? They stayed on their side. So they might do that again. They might stay to their side. They might not switch with anybody. Rashid Rice is basically Patrick Mahomes' number one target and has been for the better part of this season. So I want to know who's going to match up with him. Are we going to have someone like Nate Hobbs follow him around? I want to see who matches up with him, and we got to be aggressive with him. We got to make sure that we are aggressive with him on that line of scrimmage. Slow him up, throw off the timing, whatever it takes. Be aggressive with him, jam him on the line. Allow our pass rush to potentially get there. And then one thing I'm going to be watching out for is Dylan Parham. I think Dylan Parham's been struggling a little bit this year. One of the knocks that I had on him, I think he's still good, but one of the knocks that I had on him coming out of college was he's undersized. And he's going to be going against a guy like Chris Jones. Chris Jones is a massive human being. Last time he went up against Chris Jones, and Chris Jones did some work on him. I got to see how Dylan Parham does this time around. To know, is he the guy? They signed Chris Jones to a large contract, which means we need to prepare our offensive line for him for the next 3, 4, 5 seasons. So I want to look at that matchup, see how Dylan Parham does against Chris Jones. And then again, just because it's been a hot topic, I want to see how we use Tyree Wilson. Do we see Tyree Wilson more on the edge like we did against the Chargers, or we start to see him more inside with some packages? Use Tyree Wilson on the inside. Use his strength, use his athleticism against the less athletic and maybe smaller guards. Even though I actually think the Chiefs' offensive line, I think one of their stronger points is the interior. They got a great center out of Humphrey. Turney, which is one of the best guards out there in the league. I think their interior is extremely good. So I want to see how we use Tyree Wilson, because we got to get the best out of him. We got to put him in a position to possibly succeed. But again, I want to see Malcolm Kuntz off the edge, because that boy is balling and he is showing why he deserves to be on that field. So, guys, let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know. Again, I asked this in the beginning of the video, but let me know. Do you think we're going to beat the Chiefs? Do you think we're going to come out with a win? Just comment yes or no down below. Let me know your thoughts. But I appreciate you guys. Again, thank you to everybody that stuck around. Check out my previous video of my giveaway winners, because if you're a subscriber, you might have been one of those winners. But if you're not a subscriber, please like the video, subscribe, so you are included in all the future giveaways that I'm going to be doing. And I'll be doing one at 2,500 subscribers. So get yourself involved now so you can be a part of it when I hit that number. I appreciate you guys. If you don't come back and you don't see me before Christmas or New Year's, have yourself a great Christmas. Have a great New Year's. And let's root for our Raiders, because we got to beat up on the Chiefs Christmas morning and make it a great Christmas. I appreciate you guys. Have a great one, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm out.